Yes.
Just waiting.
No.
Let's see. Oh, there. Live.
Oh, there we go. Let's check.
Yes, I have confirmed we cannot hear your voice. All right, so Melty,
Let's
we were just talking about potential Archie Sonic character files in the future.
Oh yeah.
You got
So
any upcoming?
yeah. So there's a quick update on the Shadow one that me and Dracol are working on. We're before the stream started, he sent me quite a lot of notes on his thoughts on reading the comic. So it's we're getting there. So yeah, it's gonna take a while because yeah, Shadow is quite a lot of history, but we'll get there. But in the meantime, one episode that I've been currently working on is covering Mecha Robotnik and Adam, aka Robotnik's children. So
Robotnik's
yeah,
children.
so before there was Sage, we had Mecha holding the title of being the first of being Robotnik's daughter.
Oh wow.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, the stream can hear you now, Roger.
Hooray! I fixed it. There we go.
Yay!
So yeah, there's that, and in fact, yesterday I was just thinking about like, okay, if I decide to do an episode on SBO, Charmy, and Vector, you know, the classic Chaotix, how am I gonna do that? I figured if I tried covering 3 in 1, then the whole thing would have been very bloated and a little too much. So I figured, okay, I'll just give them their own standalone episodes, like especially Charmy. There's quite a lot to say about Archie Sonic's version of Charmy. Oh boy.
Yeah, I was gonna say like if you did one on all of the Chaotix, it would just be like 90% Charmy.
Did I love Charmy that much?
Yeah.
You'd think SBO has a lot more happening.
Well, like SBO did kind of have his own thing like much later, but like during the early like Ken Penders and Carl Boiler days, yeah, there was quite a lot going for him. You know, being the prince and whatnot, and of course the LSD episode. yeah.
And the way that they explained his change in personality.
Oh yeah, in the old timeline to try and make him act more like his game counterpart, which well, let's just say Ian Flynn later admitted that it wasn't one of his best ideas.
All right. Well, can have them, can win them all, I guess. So,
Yep.
Melty, thank you very much for making the thumbnail again.
Yeah.
It's, wonderful.
Yep.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, it'd been a while, but yeah.
I needed a break.
Ah, yeah, pour you in a break. So yeah, I got to have some fun doing little bits here and there, like yeah, poor Grounder getting his nose glued on with like so many different concoctions, and then of course a little cameo of the dope fish, because like well, Dr. Warpnik loves fish, and you know how cartoony this world is, so dope fish would fit right in.
Indeed, he would.
Yay!
Yeah, because
Yeah,
you were
that
playing the
is-
Commander Keen games recently, so in the Dopefish movie.
Yeah, that was the other reason. Is I was playing through the Commander Keen games, and before the stream started, I managed to beat them all. So yeah, I beat all 8 Commander Keen games. Yes, even the Game Boy Color game that no one remembers.
I remember it. Not for good reasons, but...
Yeah, like the Game Boy Color one is just but yeah, it definitely has a lot of weird quirks. Cause like, well, there's 2 things. So like in the usual games, you'd like hit the enemies with a stun gun, and you know there you go, that's it, they're done. But no, in the Game Boy Color game, you have to stun them and then bounce on them on your pogo stick to get rid of them. Yeah, it's a bit excessive. And then, of course, the other weird quirk is activating switches. So in the game, they're designed kind of like those sliding light switches. So first instinct is to like step in front of the switch and hit a button. But no, what you're supposed to do is stand on top of the switch and then hit the select button. Like, how the hell is anyone supposed to know how to do that?
Check out the enclosed instruction book.
Yeah.
All right. So, how's everyone else doing? Elise, how was your life? Busy?
Busy.
New job
Yeah.
and all that?
Yeah, I'm still currently working in the ED. And yeah, it was really busy this week.
Oh boy,
But
that's not good.
I've been trying to do as much writing as I can on the side, but it's been a slow progress. Mostly just doing some editing and stuff. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
It sucks about getting older. Less and less time. Speaking of which, you were leaving us early today?
Yeah. After we talk about Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog, I'm gonna have to sign out.
So we should be hurrying up. Alrighty.
Yeah. She will flee as fast as they.
Luke, you had a wonderful day today?
Oh, it was pretty tiring for me because I tried to get my PC desk over to my flat, which is my last major piece of furniture. But we had trouble getting it out, so me and my dad disassembled it, and we took most of the major pieces over there. We thought, oh, we'll take the rest over there by car, but my dad lost his keys, so we had to go back and forth delivering all my pieces over to the flat, and then we tried to assemble it, but some of the wood like came off, and I was like trying to screw it all in, and we were quite tired. It was a bit of a struggle, so we just leave it there. We're going to try and sort it out tomorrow. So at the moment, I'm on my laptop, which is slow as shit. So
Because it's ancient.
well, it's probably this laptop since had this laptop since 2007, and
Whoa.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's
yeah,
impressive.
I need to get around to like spinning it up and getting it upgraded.
I'm surprised it's still alive. Most of my laptops are dead
Yeah.
after 3 years. Jeez.
That explains why it's so slow.
Yeah.
Yes. Very slow.
It's impressively fast compared to normal laptops, I'd say.
Funny enough, I originally got this laptop back in 2007 so that I could play Sonic Mania without getting a new computer, because my old computer at the time was on Windows Vista. But after a few years later, I might upgrade to a proper PC and try to mainly use this laptop just for voice acting. But I mostly still use for voice acting, and I originally started out doing the live streams on this laptop, but it was getting more and more slow, so I tried to move over to my PC.
Alrighty.
Quite
Ewan,
the story.
any interest in going to SonicCon?
Oh, you mean the that's
I also
Sonic Con UK
sorry, Ewan.
announced.
Ewan, sorry, very, very sorry. I just remembered. I also got I got an announcement that does make things a little bit better. I was luckily chosen for the Switch 2 live experience in London on Sunday the 30th of April.
Wait, what?
Oh, shit.
Switch to what?
Ooh.
There's
The
a
Yes, you get
there's a Switch 2 experience thing going on in various countries, and there's going to be one over the weekend on London, and you can like type in for like apply for like a live drawing, and I thought I wasn't expecting to win at all, really.
Oh, that's cool. Alright.
Yeah. So yeah, go and have fun. You
Yeah, I'm
bastard.
sure. I was sure to bring.
Ewan!
Well, there was a guest thing, but I had to do this really complicated Switch family thing, which I couldn't make heads or
Yeah.
tails of.
I mean, I was trying to do the same thing as well, but when that popped, I was like, "The frick is this?" So I just decided to go solo, much like you did. But of course, you got selected. I did not, and that's why I'm bitter towards you.
How mature of you.
I know, aren't I a lovely person?
Indeed. Usala, you got anything to mention before we start?
no good news, unfortunately. My old roommate just underwent experimental surgery, and he had a 30% chance of not making it, but a 100% chance of not making it if he didn't take it. So I'm glad he made it through.
Oh, okay.
That's good.
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah. Other than that, life's been fine, I guess. As fine as it can be right now.
Alright.
A lot of crazy shit happening in the world.
Yeah, I can imagine that was very
Naturally.
intense. Well, lucky you made it through then.
Yep.
Alright. Shall we get started? Or is Ewan angry that he missed his chance of his opportunity to talk about himself?
I mean, the only thing mentioning is there's going to be a Sonic Con UK happening over in London on the 1st of November, and they've got a Kickstarter running where they've obviously managed to hit the marker for it, so they're able to, so that it's going to happen with some special guests, including TJ Davis, as Bentley Jones, I forget. Basically the ones who made the music for Sonic R, and I think even the singer of Crush 40 is gonna also be there.
Yep.
Johnny Dwelly.
I don't see Rick Shucks, Shuck Research, but yeah.
Richard Jacques.
Richard Shuck, there we go. He was from Sonic R. But yeah, still impressive lineup, so good. Man, I'm surprised they only have 400 backers. They still got more than 30. Those backers must have given more than $100 per person.
They must have wanted those special like beanie hats.
Yeah, they were really generous. Jeez. All right, well, good for them. So you'll be there? I'm not sure if I will be.
Well, I think I'll pop over because apparently it's over near Hammersmith where the Sonic Symphony was.
Oh, what a coincidence.
What is up with like Sonic and Hammersmith lately?
It's hammer time for Sonic.
Maybe because Amy's organizing everything, maybe.
Must be.
Right, shall we get started with Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog? Tails Trail, or whatever? All right.
Trail of the Missing Tails.
Yeah. So that means Salad goes first. Yeah.
All right, but first, a poop.
It has been
the video is over in the pins section.
I should have it.
It has been 5,000
Yeah, so it's the. And speaking of Melty, I made a second version just for him. So it's that one in question.
It has been 5,000 years since my gay cousin Robotnik banished me here to the war of fusion.
What section?
I shall
Live stream
I guess we should be waiting.
Like, actually start counting us down and
Yes, it's probably ideal to count us down.
Yeah, that's why we kept reminding you to count down.
Sorry. But yeah, if Elise is still searching for the file, then we'll wait for that first.
Yeah, I think I found it.
Okay.
Alrighty, then a 3, a 2, a 1, a 0.
It has been 5,000 years since my gay cousin Robotnik banished me here to the war of fusion. I shall have.
Can't you smell it? A sauce. Smothered in sauce. Anointed with onions and garnished with grated Robotnik.
Ah!
I've just got to get that dick. Listen.
We got your shrimp.
And that concludes the poop.
Greetings, friends.
That's the wrong
Okay.
one.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just saw the hand clapping and I thought, okay, it's that one, but no, it was the greetings, friends.
Well, I guess Captain
Yeah,
Fury gives his approval of the poop.
Yeah.
Yep, I guess so.
Yeah.
I'm still getting used to making these. I'm nowhere near as good as Melty is yet. He can cram so many more jokes into such a short time than I can. I knew like half of it was just like the bit of Warpnik at the beginning talking, but I just liked all of those jokes too much to cut any of them.
Yeah. Well, I did like the graded Robotnik bit, yeah.
The
And you see
graded
him being
Robotnik.
graded, yeah. Ah! Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's the one. That's the joke I'm most proud of. Graded Robotnik. It's just something that came to me. I wanted to like change something about every description he made of that chili dog, and when he got to grated cheese, I'm like, what do I do here? And I just like, He says Robotnik like 3 seconds later. Actually great Robotnik. And I animated the little bit of Robotnik getting graded. I thought that was great.
Yeah.
Either that or Grated Tails.
Oh boy.
No. No, I think graded Robotnik is funnier.
Yeah.
Leave the poor fuck's boy alone. But Robotnik deserves the pain. Alrighty, who's doing the synopsis?
That would also be me.
Poor Sala. Your day, Nicky-san.
All right. 5 years! Our episode begins in the special stage background from Sonic 1, where a mysterious man is expositing that it has been 5 years since his cousin Robotnik banished him to the Warp of Confusion. He vows to escape while declaring all he needs now is the bait as he observes a certain blue blur. And speaking of bait, Scratch, Grounder, and Coconuts are setting up traps of all kinds, but only manage to trap themselves. Sonic stops in the distance upon smelling the chili dog the bots are using to lure him into their traps. Sonic, immediately recognizing that it is a trap, based on the scent of the chili dog alone, decides to go for it anyway, telling Tails to sit it out while he has all the fun. Sonic goes after the chili dog, and while all the bots are busy dreaming about the reward money, Sonic sneaks behind them and turns the traps against them in the single most drawn-out sequence of slapstick I have ever seen. Tails gets worried upon seeing the explosion and goes to check on Sonic, only to fall into the crater where he is immediately captured by Scratch. The Nincombats tie him up as a consolation prize for not capturing Sonic, but the Hedgehog himself shows up and immediately kicks up a tornado, freeing Tails before pulling an inexplicable drain plug out of the ground and letting the bots fall into it. Sonic scolds Tails for not staying behind before reassuring him that he still cares for him. The wacky observer from the Warp of Confusion, now knowing that Robotnik is after Sonic and that Sonic cares for Tails, declares his intent to capture Sonic himself. The next morning, Sonic wakes up to discover that Tails has gone missing and somehow left his blanket floating in the shape of himself. Meanwhile, the Badniks are facing Robotnik's wrath, immediately throwing each other under the bus. Robotnik randomly mentions his crazy cousin Warpnik, whom he banished to the Warp of Confusion. What an odd time to bring that up. As he's yelling at them, Robotnik hears something incredibly fast approaching his fortress. Upon discovering it's Sonic, he orders all robots to battle stations, but Sonic literally pulls the plug on that, leading to Robotnik needing to talk with Sonic, hoping to distract him long enough for the bots to go down and capture him. Sonic demands to know where Tails is, and Robotnik decides to actually tell the truth, reassuring Sonic that he couldn't have Tails because then he'd be too busy torturing him to respond. Sonic and Robotnik genuinely discuss the topic in an attempt to get to the bottom of the missing fox as Scratch, Grounder, and Coconut sneak up on Sonic. Sonic casually dodges them as he begins to worry that Tails left because Sonic scolded him before heading off to look elsewhere. Robotnik sees this as an opportunity to properly catch Sonic while he's too busy thinking about Tails and begins laughing maniacally while watching Sonic frantically searching as we cut to commercial. When we come back, Sonic is searching around the campsite for clues. He finds some footprints that he claims belong to Tails when they 100% absolutely do not. Robotnik is practically drooling over how off guard Sonic is and sends the bots after him. Sonic continues to follow the footprints, somehow just ending up in the Warp of Confusion despite following the tracks to a dead end. There he is confronted by the mysterious man that has captured Tails. Robotnik, meanwhile, is almost impressed that the bots have lost track of Sonic already. Coconut stumbles across a strange glowing garbage can, which Robotnik identifies as a dimensional tunnel and deduces that his crazy cousin Warpnik must be behind everything. Warpnik begins trauma dumping on Sonic, explaining that Robotnik banished him for being a loony and for being perhaps just a little too interested in fish. But Sonic is not really that interested. As Warpnik is threatening Sonic, Robotnik shows up, calls him a fish-fondling fruitcake, and then rips Warpnik's steel trap apart with his bare damn hands. The two kooky cousins begin slapping each other with fish as Sonic rescues Tails and begins to make their escape. Scratch, Grounder, and Coconuts attempt to stop their escape, but are effortlessly thwarted. Robotnik, on the other hand, begins bombarding them with cannons that seem... Oh, no, Warpnik begins bombarding them with cannons that seem to bring inanimate objects to life. Robotnik tries to take over the controls, but their constant fighting causes the machine to malfunction. Some of the blasts end up hitting the fleeing Scratch, Grounder, and Coconuts and transform them into giant, much more intimidating robots. With their newfound confidence, they decide that Robotnik has been too mean and decide to stick around in order to get some payback. Robotnik desperately tries to command them to stop, but they try to smash him, accidentally destroying Warpnik's machine, causing all cannons to fire off wildly. To get past the doctors and the giant robots, Sonic has to use a more powerful version of his triple spin that he calls the fabulous triple spin rolling thunder bowling ball, which makes Tails disturbingly excited. Sonic and Tails break out of the Warp of Confusion, and oh shit, I just lost my place.
Almost at the end.
Completely. Yep.
And then everything went to the end.
There we go. No, Sonic and Tails break out of the Warp of Confusion, and the dimensional tunnel explodes behind them, leaving everyone else trapped in the Warp of Confusion. The Megabots grab some popcorn and watch as Robotnik and Warpnik slap the shit out of each other with fish. However, Tails immediately gets lost and has to use a payphone to call home. Unfortunately, he doesn't remember his phone number. Sonic whispers the phone number to him instead of just taking him home, making me wonder why Tails is even trying to who Tails is even trying to call. Sonic tells the kids watching to remember their phone number in case of an emergency, because it's not like everyone has access to their own telephone that works wherever and can store phone numbers in it. Could you imagine? Anyway, we cut to black and roll credits.
Silly 1993 people.
Yeah, what a terrible idea!
Yeah, that was weird. I mean, it's clear that the writers of the final Sonic Says sections are always separated than the episode writers. Because it doesn't really work in universe. But yeah, that was this episode. Any thoughts about the fish abuse?
Every time I hear them say Warp of Confusion, I keep expecting to go, "This is the world we live in." You know that song by Genesis.
Yeah.
By Genesis, and also later redone by Disturbed.
That's a pretty good song. I love that music video.
Yeah,
like
done by the puppets from Spitting Image.
Yeah. I love looking at all the fish in this episode. They always look so abused. Poor fish.
Yeah, it's just more proof that Sonic has racist against fish. Yeah.
Yep. Killed the one in the movie. No, this.
And Sonic X, and yeah.
Well,
Also, it has more fish slapping than Monty Python.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, like that whole bit with Robotnik, like berating his robots, 3 separate traps and none of them work, and that one scene with explaining his cousin Wolfnik. I always remember that from like a YouTube poop where someone made him say, I haven't seen such lunacy since I banned my crazy cousin Walrus Guy. One of our founding fathers of YouTube poops. Yeah.
Oh, the one that always comes to mind for me is I think it's from Robotnik is fucking pissed, where he's like, crazy cousin warp 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 and Nick to the warp warp and warp 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 with the warp of confusion.
Sounds confusing.
Naturally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go at you.
Sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
Was just going to say this was one of the only episodes besides the 4-part Quest for the Chaos Emeralds that I got on VHS. Still.
Huh.
But it's just like,
Nice.
but because of that though, I really didn't like this episode just because, like, the Quest for the Chaos Emeralds, like, that was animated by TMS Entertainment, I think, who basically did much more sort of like nicer, more fluid animations, and then coming from that, and then suddenly coming to this, it was like, oh god, this looks terrible. So I've always held like this episode in such a negative light, but just because of it.
Poor episode.
Even though I still get some chuckles, like especially how Robotnik is just literally slapping his cousin with that giant fish. Also, a perfectly timed screenshot of where it looks as though he's just grabbing like the fish's head. It's like, come here!
Get over here! So yeah, how about that Warpnik, eh?
Yeah. He's weird. I like him though.
Yeah.
Weird.
The family
What makes you
member they
think
don't
that?
talk about.
Yeah, go ahead, Luke.
You said the family member that they don't talk about.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Man, to see when he puts a fish in his brain was kind of freaky.
Yeah.
It was really whoa.
Yeah, it's weird. He puts it in his brain, but then like the next scene, he's like having it in his hands, like, "Oh, you're not going anywhere." Yeah.
I just realised that might be a Babelfish reference because in like Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy,
Oh yeah.
put a fish in his ear so he could hear languages.
I guess that's how he can understand fish. Yeah.
I also like his hair, his floating hair, because it does goofy things if you pay attention to it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Like-
it turns into
like,
a laugh
if
at one
he-
point. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like one point he like dashes off screen and it turns into legs and walks after him. It's goofy.
Yeah. Nice attention to detail. Yeah.
I can tell the animators were either having the most fun or no fun with this guy.
They completely went mad with him and the fish. But hey, that's fitting, I suppose. Man, this
Yeah.
episode was weird to me. I think I also had it on videotape when I was a kid, even though I don't remember it, because there's so many lines of dialogue that we immediately sound familiar with it. It's like, I don't remember the episode, but yet all the dialogue just comes immediately in my mind. So that was a weird experience for me, but that's personal, I guess.
Maybe just because of how Warpnik sounds. The sort of thing that you would like easily recognise. Just
But he has the same
Yeah,
voice
just
actor as Coconuts, doesn't he? That's kind of distracting.
Yeah,
yeah.
it's pretty
It
much a
does
higher.
sound
pitch
like it.
Coconuts.
Yeah, it definitely sounds like Coconuts, but the only source I could find claims that it's the same voice actor as Professor von Schlemmer. But I don't think that's true. I think that is Ian James Corlett.
Mhm.
But you might never know.
Yeah.
Alright.
But yeah, but speaking of him being the family member they don't talk about, we don't talk about Warp Nick. No, no,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
had to do
man.
it. It was there, and so I went for it. Thank you.
Well, naturally, we never speak of him again because this is his only episode.
Yeah.
He was too weird for the cartoon.
That's impressive.
He's
What?
too much my fish fondling fruitcake.
Oh my gosh. Okay, when I first heard that, I was like, okay, that was a sentence. That was a sentence.
Yeah.
That was one of the sentences of all time.
Yeah.
I was like, I am now convinced that these writers were on crack when they made this.
They weren't.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. From what I've seen of Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog so far, I've been watching the Madagascar show All Hail King Julian, and I get the same vibe as I do from this, where the writers, it's like, okay, we gotta make a comedy series featuring these characters. Okay, let's get high and have fun. So,
All they did, they went high and watched some Looney Tunes and said, hey, let's make a show like that.
yeah, it's
pretty
like,
much,
it's
yeah.
just, it's like, let's get high and have fun. So, and, like, let's just say, I guess I could kind of see like writing when you're under the influence, because I remember this one time, the time I got my wisdom teeth out and I was hopped up on
Nitrous oxide.
painkillers. Yeah, and I had to write, and I did some writing while I was recovering. I look back on it and I was like, it's like, golly grief, what was I on when I wrote this? Oh yeah, that's right. So I was on painkillers. So it's like, so if you were to ask, if you saw that and you asked me, what were you on when you wrote this? I could tell you exactly what I was on.
Now you can experience the same thing. And
Yeah,
subject the world to
so-
more writing.
Yeah, Robotnik's reaction. Yeah, just like Robotnik's reaction with his scream there.
Does anyone think the beefed up
Literally,
Squash
like,
Grounded and Coconuts look
Him
better?
just saying what Elise wrote, which
What is there?
Hey, was that?
Yeah, I actually like Scratch Grounder and Coconuts being intimidating for once. I think it's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially coconuts.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
And
actually
that
Coconut.
more gorilla-looking body. Yeah.
I did get a bit of a chuckle when they all did sort of like their sort of like like war cry sort of noise, like "Ah!" and then they just stop,
Ah,
like abruptly. It's just like, oh, I thought you were going
Yeah.
to keep going on a bit more.
yeah.
It's like, ah!
And finally, Grounder has legs instead of the treadmills. Yeah.
And fingers.
Well, I mean, he's always had fingers whenever he like switches to like metal hands. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would say more permanent sort of hands.
More intimidating hands. Anyway, someone in the comments says that this episode reminds him of Sonic Archie issues. Melting Man, does it set you off? Does he know what he's
86 and
Let's see,
87.
oh yeah, it kind of took me a while, but I looked them up. It's like, oh yeah, that's the issue with Tails being kidnapped by the original Metal Sonic as a way to try and get revenge on Sonic. But yeah, it's like not quite as bizarre as this episode, but it's like it's sort of. But yeah. Yeah, the original Metal Sonic, yeah, aka Shard, but yeah, I already did an episode on Shard, so you can go watch that. Yeah, Shard, aka one of the best characters of Archie Sonic.
Alrighty, but there's no fish
I-
involved.
No, there's no fish involved in that issue. It's just a lot of Sonic and Metal fighting over, and then Metal getting doused in lava after he has a change of heart. Yeah.
Seems to happen a lot with
A funny thing about
Go ahead. Yeah.
a funny thing about this episode is just like multiple times there's just like hints of like a deeper bond between Sonic and Robotnik than either of them will admit.
Especially with Robotnik doing all those sexy poses on the window.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sonic, you've come back to me. Tell me wonderful things about me.
Like for one thing, like Robotnik has his own chili dog recipe, and he not only has his own chili dog recipe, he's been trying to improve it. So Sonic like admits that like, oh, he's getting even better at making chili dogs. Hey,
Sonic, no one must ever know of our forbidden love.
And yeah, you got it on screen right now when like Sonic pulls the plug on the defense system, and Robotnik's just like, my dear Sonic, and Sonic like actually smiles when he says that. It felt really wholesome for some reason, despite the fact that like Robotnik's next line is, "If I'd known you were coming, I'd have poisoned a cake."
Yeah.
And of course, Salah's just pointing and laughing at Robotnik's big caboose.
Yeah. Big caboose. Yeah. In fact,
Especially when
like,
the Eggmobile.
yeah. In fact, the way that Robotnik is in that pose, it almost looks like he's pointing to his caboose as well. Look at my magnificent caboose.
Here's my beautiful caboose, all nice and perfect for Sonic. I'm about to talk to him.
If I'm going to lean out this window upside down, I need to look presentable.
Oh yeah, I also like that one screenshot that was taken of where Robotnik's just like kind of sticking his butt out like that, and Sonic's just looking up like, "What the hell are you doing?"
Yeah. Yeah, those animators really love Robotnik's butt. Yeah.
Yep.
The sexiest man ever drawn.
Yeah.
I'm very concerned about their mental health.
Well, you know, it was the 90s. It was a wild time in the olden days.
They need to have a lot of painkillers to get to that point in their mind space. Crazy stuff.
Yeah, especially all the crazy traps that they tried to use to try and capture Sonic with the chili dog thing. Like, Coconut's got this weird cannon on legs, and Grounder's got a bunch of catapults ready, and Scratch just has this, like, giant claws about to spring out.
There was also a bit where Scratch hits Grounder over the head with, I think it was supposed to be a mallet, but I thought it was like an axe at first, and I thought, oh, is that like a reference to Golden Axe? But
Yeah, it's a mallet, but yeah, the smear frame really does look more like an axe. Yeah.
you could say it's a golden mallet.
He erecting a statue of a moron.
Yeah, always fun look at these smear frames. As if the regular proper animation isn't creepy enough as it is. But yeah, I'm kind of disappointed the nephew doesn't show up in more episodes. He does feel like a recurring character, but guess not.
He was too much for the show to handle. Yeah.
That's impressive. Yeah. Anything else?
One of my favourite shots of Robotnik is when they're down the hole and he's like screaming at these robots with a giant mouth, and his head looks like a pointy hat.
Oh yeah, like you lost him. We don't know.
Like an angry gnome.
So, oh yeah, that's like the other weird thing. Like the entrance to the warp of confusion is just this like random trash can thing.
Apparently so, yeah. All part of the randomness of the episode.
Yeah, and Robotnik somehow like instantly knows it's a dimensional portal to the warp of confusion, and
Well,
not
he
just
brought
some
them there,
regular
so-
trash can.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Robotnik brought him
But it's
there.
still-
So.
Yeah.
Something
Definitely
I want to
quite a-
point out is when Sonic is following Tails' tracks, that he realizes there's a struggle. If you look, there's like numbers 1 and 2 in the footprints, so he can
Yes.
distinguish.
Step
I
one, step
wasn't,
two.
I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure if that's like you know, sort of the numbers positioning of where your foot's supposed to be when you're dancing. So maybe they were dancing at that moment.
No,
Or at
I think it
least
was to like tell the footprints apart.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
probably.
a neat detail. Yeah, I did notice that, but I didn't understand it. Thought it was just random. Okay, that makes sense. Sonic's
Oh,
just so
yeah.
clever, he can tell.
Yeah, he's so clever he can like go right through a magnifying glass. Yeah.
Yeah, just to look down the hole.
Yeah, that's like definitely something out of the Daffy Duck cartoon Great Piggy Bank Robbery.
They stole their jokes? How dare they?
Well, there were old jokes. They had to be recycled at some point.
Fair enough, fair enough.
Yeah.
Waste of a good joke not to use them a couple times.
Oh yeah. Now that I think about it, I remember like we see like Sonic's like eye looking through. It's like, oh, there's got to be a clue somewhere. And instead of like ending clue, it sounds like it just ends abruptly, like clue. And then it's like silence for a while. Like what?
Yeah.
I definitely remembered that. I thought there was like an audio issue with my VHS tape back then, but after rewatching it, it's like, no, it's like it literally just cuts off, but very poorly. There's got to be a clue.
Guess the
Yeah.
episode is very rushed, yeah.
Also, Sonic could control the sun.
Oh yeah. I'm
Yeah,
the
just
essence of speed here.
Just grabbing it and just then waves it by. It's like, okay, you've done your job. See ya.
Yeah, like he grabs it, it's a regular sun, like especially with the close up with the smiling, but then it cuts back, it's like, oh, now it suddenly has a face. Yeah.
So if you wanted, you could just burn up the whole planet.
Yeah. Here comes the sun. Doo 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 doo.
There goes the planet.
Extra crispy.
So, hey, maybe that's where Robotnik got the idea in Sonic Forces. He just watched this cartoon, it's like, that's what I'll do in Sonic Forces.
That would be terrifying if Robotnik is inspired by this cartoon for his evil plans, yes.
Now I'm just worried how much fish will be involved.
Yeah. And I'll have to put a disclaimer at the credits saying, no fish were harmed during the making of this game. Yeah.
Except that one.
Except Sonic Frontiers,
Yeah.
there's just tons of fish.
Oh yeah, and also you've got the PSA. Sonic says PSA. There's that where Sonic tells you to always remember your area address and phone number and social security number. In fact, why don't you tell me those?
Yeah, just give me the 3 numbers of your social security card and blah 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 blah. Yeah.
You can trust him. Look at him.
Yeah, he runs fast and he can scam fast.
Indeed.
But it is funny seeing how like Tails is just trying to find his way home, but then Sonic just turns up and just gives him the number, and he just continues on despite the fact Sonic's right there.
Yeah.
Who is Tails calling?
That's a very
I
good
don't know.
question.
Sega of America.
Yeah, maybe that's it. Hey, I want more screen time. Yeah, where's my own game, Sega?
We'll ask Japan later.
Well, at least at around this time he did
got
get
2
his-
games.
Although I did notice when Sonic was whispering in Tails' ear, he said 555.
Oh yeah.
And
So
it was that's what you do. That's what like media does for when the characters tell people their phone numbers. They say 555. And I was first actually introduced to that when I played Nancy Drew,
Oh.
the computer game, because when you call up your friends for help, it's like you do the area code that it's 555, and then you do the rest of the phone number. So I didn't realize that's what it was for, because we started playing Nancy Drew games when I was like 5 or 6. So, which by the way, I was a very brave 5 or 6-year-old, because those games could get creepy.
Yeah, I look up this random screenshot and I'm already creeped out. There's not even something scary happening.
Yeah.
I love this 90s
And that's one of the
CGI graphics.
tamer. Oh, that's one of the tamer shots. There was one game I was playing, Shadow at the Water's Edge. I don't know how many people are familiar with this, but let's just say I got to this one point where it was very eerie and creepy, and then it goes to a scene where you can't move as Nancy, and then something happened where it was so scary that I kid you not, I screamed like bloody murder when it happened. And my dad was sitting in the room right next to me watching television. So from his perspective, I'm there on the computer playing this game, and all of a sudden, I kid you not, I screamed because it scared me so bad. That's how scary those games could get.
yeah, I think my sister had one of those Nancy Drew games. Like most.
Yeah,
I
they're
remember
really
is,
fun.
Yeah, most I remember is that she got stuck on this one level that was like something about sorting a tile to like a certain style, but yeah, I don't know. I have vague memories. Like I know a little bit about the series. Like yeah, it's Nancy Drew. It's all about detective stuff, and yeah.
My sisters and I, we played the games together, and so not
You could
only
scream
were they,
together.
yeah, not only were they absolutely fun, but we also had a lot of great memories together playing them. So that's why they hold a special place in my heart. Although our first one was Message in a Haunted Mansion, and it scared us so bad that our mom had to help us finish it, because we were like, we weren't even teenagers. Okay, so it's, so yeah, we finished it. That was over. We were like, that's it. And then our mom was like, okay, since it scared you that bad, we don't have to get any more. And we're like, what are you talking about? We want more. We want to do that again.
Yeah, that's the joys of fear with kids, you know. Yeah, doing it the right way, you scare them, that still makes them more interested. Yeah.
Yeah, but I will say that moment in Shadow at the Water's Edge, I found ever since that moment, nothing has really scared me ever again. That's how scary it was. It just scared all the fear right out of me.
The picture of the haunted house reminds you of Seven Guests, also then that kind of game. Oh well, 90s
Yeah,
love their
but yeah,
horror
that's
26.
the game we played. That's the game we first played, and it was epic.
It was started all. Yeah, I guess
Yeah,
point
the
and click
game
adventures
started-
are fun to do with the family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But also, what I really liked about those games is that they also did do their research. I mean, obviously, they did a lot of fictional stuff as well, but they did also do like research for like certain time periods and historical facts. So, yeah, those games are fun. I highly recommend them. Sorry for the tangent. Just I just brought that up because we were talking about the phone number, and you do that quite a bit in these games.
Fair enough.
Fun fact though,
Yeah.
Nancy Drew in a lot of games, I don't think every game, was voiced by Lanny Manila, who was the original voice
Yeah.
of Rouge the Bat.
Yes, that's right.
Oh,
She was voiced by
nice.
Lonnie Manila.
Very nice. So hey, now we got a Sonic connection for an excuse.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lonnie Manila did Nancy Drew up into Sea of Darkness.
Hey, do you ever see Nancy Drew? Because always in first person. Maybe she is actually Rouge
No,
the
you
Bat.
don't. You don't see her. You don't see her.
So maybe she is Rouge the
you-
Bat, and she's pretending to solve the murder just to steal some jewels somewhere.
Yeah, before her days working at guns, she was doing detective work, helping out random humans. Yeah.
Well, I guess that would explain why she's so knowledgeable about being able to steal stuff. She watched other people do it and fail, and so she learned from their mistakes.
So hey, there's the real backstory for Rouge. Yeah.
I want to see a Rouge the Bat versus the Chaotix adventure.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Real quick, Rhino asked us a question a while back. Better scientist Von Schlimmer or Warpnik? Definitely Von Schlimmer. Von Schlimmer would have found a way out of the warp of
Yeah.
confusion in
Von
like
Schlimmer,
3
yes.
minutes.
Yeah,
Von
definitely
Schlimmer.
Von Schlimmer. Yeah,
Mm.
and I'm not
Von
just saying it
Schlimmer,
just
hands down.
yeah, Von Schlimmer, and I'm not just saying it just because he has an Archie Sonic counterpart. Ha ha.
Warpnik doesn't?
Yeah, in fact, funny enough, that's actually an episode of Archie Sonic Character Files I've had shelved for quite some time, where I was gonna do Professor Von Schlemmer and Gold the Tenrik, and I did work on like the story synopsis for both, and then it just kind of got shelved for a while. So I don't know, maybe I'll get back to that one of those days.
Okay, we're looking forward to that. The good old professor. Right, we got anything else for our fish-loving episode?
Eh,
I'm pretty much sure it's been mentioned that the Warp of Confusion is based on the special stages, because it was like
Yeah.
the early name for it before they eventually just went with the more generic special stages.
yeah.
Mainly based on the ones from the very first Sonic game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And,
Where like
yeah.
the
and all the
background was
floats.
just fish that warped into birds.
Hell yeah. And that fresh, man, I hated the special stages in Sonic 1. It was just so annoying in physics and whatnot, which is kind of funny because like they brought it back in Sonic 4, and I actually like that one more better because that one you controlled the maze to move Sonic around. So it's like, okay, it's like those Marvel maze games, you know, with the boards and whatnot. But yeah, oh yeah, then they brought them back in Sonic Superstars, which, but yeah,
I kind
Never
of
been
liked
a
them in
fan.
Superstars with the whip. That was kind of fun. Whee.
oh yeah. I guess I'm fine with Superstars mostly because they're short and purely optional. They're only there if you just want to go for the tokens. Yeah.
But yeah,
Oh,
Sonic 1, I'm not a big fan of those levels either, no. But hey, at least they inspired this wonderful episode, so now we have a fish fondling bad guy. That's what we
Yeah.
all wanted to see.
Our fish fondling fruitcake. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So not think too hard about what that means. That's a case for Nancy.
At least
Drew.
is dumbfounded.
She's too confused to be not amused.
Yeah.
yeah. She's
I'm so confused
Wow.
to be not amused. I'm just like, it's like, what the frick? I am convinced that these writers were high when they came up with that line. That's why I say it feels like a show where the writers thought, let's get high and have fun.
Yeah, they got
Either
so
that-
high that they forgot to draw Robotnik's mustache in one frame.
Yeah.
I don't think the writers drew that, but who knows? Maybe they did.
Yeah, maybe it was the animator that forgot. It was like they were too high from watching the Yellow Submarine. Sent all the fish.
Yeah.
I got a hole in me pocket. All right. Shall we move on to the next episode?
Yeah, and maybe actually start us counting down.
Sorry, I'm very bad at these things. I know.
Yeah,
I'm sick,
Pitsy,
have
let
pity
me
with me.
try.
Yeah. You're gonna do the countdown?
Do you want me to do the countdown?
Sure, why not?
Do you really want me to? Do you
No,
really
now I'm
want me to?
worried. Now I'm too worried.
Right, well, first of all, has everyone got the video up?
Yep.
Yep.
I'm ready.
Okay, then we shall count down in 3, 2, 1, play.
What do you want?
Did you ever see Foxy the Pirate?
No!
Sonic won't even be able to move his tiniest little...
Come for your balls!
Supersonic pincushion? This is not the nose cone!
What is it then?
I don't know!
And you have nothing like it on Rhombus, right?
No!
I'm on my way to taste Jolly Rancher. But sir... Get out of my face!
I say, is movies always this exciting?
Not a pooperado jump scare, eh?
Well, not quite a jump scare, but yeah, that was that was me doing another intro. Yeah. Honestly, I kind of felt a bit rusty doing this because it kind of been a while, but it's like, no, there were some ideas, and obviously I put most of the effort at the ending with, with Robotnik pulling out the hard candy. So yeah, moral of the story: never chomp down on Jolly Ranchers.
Thanks for the warning.
I love
But, yeah, there was-
the insert of the running in the 90s.
Yeah. Yeah, because like it's on that running frame for a while, and it's like, oh yeah, this is a classic throwback here.
It's so weird to
And,
see Scratch having the Sonic legs too with the spinny move.
Yeah. And then of course, yeah, supersonic pincushion. It's like that surprised me. It's like, okay, it's the first time he mentioned supersonic, but also like all of that without sentence mixing. So then I looked up like an image of like pincushions, and then I found a yellow one. I'm like, oh, perfect. So there, now we have supersonic pincushion.
That should be this new form in the next Sonic game. Yep. No supersonic tube,
Yeah.
but supersonic spin cushion.
Yeah, now we have, yeah, that would be Supersonic 3. Yeah.
Perfect.
Damn it, I forgot what I was gonna say. Oh yeah, what's up with the random Koopa in there?
Oh yeah, that was
You don't know? That's one of my cartoons.
Well, yeah, it's one of Rogers. But,
Yeah.
Oh
but-
jeez.
yeah,
Blasphemy!
technically,
Blasphemy!
it's technically part of Evil Dog, but yeah, there was a bit with the Splord saying like, "But sir," and that just instantly reminded me of Koopa Troopa Pete. Yeah, but sir.
It's on my cartoons.
You see that's what threw me off. It looked too good to be drawn by Roger, so I
Well, naturally, because that was drawn by Alex.
Yeah, it was
exactly.
yeah.
My feelings
So I
are
just thought
hurt.
I just thought it'd be nice to throw in that reference. Yeah.
But it's true.
Although it's funny, like we both threw in a reference to Roger's cartoons, though.
Yeah.
Oh
like,
yeah.
With mine, like whenever I saw Robotnik do the battle stations, you simpletons, and like his mouth like goes very far forward when he says you, and it reminded me of like old Roger cartoons. So I
Oh yeah.
I got some audio from Eggman in Sonic Riders in 3 minutes.
Oh, that's what that was about. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ladies and
Even
gentlemen,
I
on the mic.
recognise that.
Yeah.
Fun to get an insight in those jokes. Right. Close encounter of the Sonic kind. Who is the victim to do the...
Yeah, that's me.
It's
No,
a him.
Yeah, that's me doing it. Yeah. So right, close encounters of the Sonic kind. So right, it starts off as a typical day for Scratch and Grounder, getting ready to catch that pesky hedgehog with Robotnik's newest invention, the gravitational pull device thing. So we have Grounder lay down the device facing down apparently, but then when he activates it, it's suddenly facing up. So right, he just declares that this will slow down Sonic. Meanwhile, up in outer space, we have Prince Chardock and his assistant Splorge trying to make their way back to their planet so that he can be crowned king for his coronation. But of course, the prince wants to make a quick trip to Mobius because he always wanted to visit that planet. And by pure coincidence, they get caught in the suction beam and they crash down to the bottom. Which, luckily for Sonic, he heard the crash. And then Scratch and Grounder, instead of being interested in the alien species, they are really pissed off. It's like, hey, get out of the way, you're ruining our trap. So they've captured the aliens, and Sonic comes in to save the day and rescue the aliens and the robots. So yeah, the prince is like, oh, jolly good show, and all that British stereotype stuff. But yeah, so Splorge is panicking like, oh, our ship is in pieces, and Prince Charlock is busy because like, oh, I'm Prince Charlock from the planet Rumpus. So yeah, so eventually he realizes like, oh shit, the plane's in the spaceship's in ruins. Oh, if I don't make it back from my coronation, then my baby brother legally becomes king, and he's gonna blow this planet up with us on it. Oh no. Fortunately, they have a supersonic friend helping them out, and he manages to gather up most of the pieces. The only thing that's missing is the glass shield that protects them, and of course the oh-so-important navigational nose cones that they can actually get back to their planet. So they continue on, and Prince is pretty excited, like, oh, I get to take a tour of Mobius after all. So they go through, and eventually they run into Scratch and Grounder again, where Grounder once again shows his random teleportation device where he has the thing pointed the right way, but then the next scene it's pointed the other way just to have that whole gag of Scratch and Grounder being stuck on the suction beam. So, yeah, they find the pressurizing glass plate, and they move on to find the nose cone, which, of course, we also get the whole running gag where Grounder's nose keeps popping off constantly. So, right, they go in, and then they eventually find the nose cone. So this time, Scratch activates the pressurizer thing, and he actually keeps it consistent, where he shoots it, but instead of grabbing Sonic and the others, it grabs a giant boulder and crushes them. And Sonic and the Prince get buried in the rubble, but they manage to get out, and Prince accidentally grabs Grounder's nose, and now the robots have the navigational nose cone. So, yeah, so they start panicking, like, oh shit, it's the wrong nose cone. It's like, oh, don't worry, I know where it is. So they make it back to where they were, and Sonic pretty much plays a trick of like, oh, we don't need that nose cone. In fact, Grounder's nose will work much better. To which Grounder is very passionate about his nose and starts panicking. He's like, no, I want my nose. So goes into this big keep away chase, and eventually they manage to get the nose cone bag, and of course Grounder getting his nose. But of course, Scratch is really pissed off that all this mess is because of him, and uses the pressurizing plate to constantly whack at Grounder's nose. And yeah, then Sonic suddenly comes back with like get up, like female dress and whatnot. And it's like, well, I was gonna do something funny to smash the pressurizing plate, but it looks like they're already doing that. So right, he makes it back to the group, but then it turns out, before all this, Grounder had contacted Robotnik to like show up. It's like, oh, we're gonna capture the hedgehog, which they didn't. But now Robotnik's here, and now he's captured Tails. And now he also has the nose cone, which the aliens try to explain, like, no, we need that planet, or else the planet is doomed. And of course, surprisingly, Robotnik doesn't take them seriously. Like, alien species, he'd be interested, but it's like, no, scram, you bitches. I'm more interested in the hedgehog. So, yeah, with only minutes to spare, Sonic decides to give himself up in exchange for Robotnik to give them the nose cone so that they can get out of there. So yeah, they make the exchange, and yeah, they want to get home, but of course, the Prince doesn't want to. Sonic helped them so much; it didn't feel very kingly for them to retreat like that. And so, eventually, like after some arguing with his assistant, he decides, like, oh, well, I have an idea. I just need one more photo, Splorge. To which he decides to, oh, do you mind if I take a photo of your agomatic hovercraft? To which he does, pretends to like take a picture, but backs up and hits the pillars that were standing in that area, which fall down like dominoes and crushes Robotnik and his precious agomatic hovercraft. To which, for some reason, he blames Sonic for all of this mess, even though this wasn't Sonic's idea. But anyway, Robotnik's out of commission, and the aliens make it back to their ship just in time to make it into hyperspace. To which Grounder asks if they'll ever see them again. So Prince's like, oh yes, I agree. We'll revisit Mobius soon. And then we also get the final punchline where the reason why his baby brother wants to destroy Mobius is for no particular reason, as he's only 2 years old. So yeah, then the aliens went back to their home. And then, of course, the Sonic Says segment is the importance of how to have a safe way to get a tan by utilizing sunscreen.
Because that really sums up the whole episode, yep.
Moral of the story, use sunscreen. It'll make sure your nose stays on.
I guess so. Yeah. What an episode. So, Sala, did you enjoy the aliens in voice? Did it remind you of Bumblebee? No. Why don't I know his name again?
No, Nigel? Or someone.
From Sonic Underground.
What? What is it?
Oh, yeah, Bartleby.
Bartleby.
No, I no, I didn't even make that connection. I kinda very very similar accent, but a lot more exaggerated in Prince Charnock's case.
Yeah, I say, is Mobius always as exciting?
Ooh, that's such a... He's such a weird character.
Yeah, for some reason he reminds me of Launchpad, and I think it's because of the body shape that he has. It kind of looks.
Oh yeah, and the flight jacket.
Oh yeah.
In a way, they both make me think of Toe Jam and Earl, which was around at the time, and then I was wondering if they were inspired by them, and also the story's plot is a bit similar to I think to the plot of the game, where you have to find parts to your ship.
Yep.
Oh yeah, that's
But yeah,
cool.
Yeah.
Commander Keen also does that.
Oh yeah, yeah. In the first episode, yeah.
And for that matter, Pikmin does that. So that's just a common story with
Yeah.
aliens, I guess.
I mean, according to this bit of trivia, originally it was planned for Toad, Jam, and Earl
Oh.
going to be the aliens that in this episode, but due to fear of cross-contamination with differing IPs, they decided to scrap the idea and just swap them out with different aliens.
Huh.
Well, darn.
That would have been interesting, because I know there was an attempt to try and get Toe Jam and Earl in Sega All Stars Racing Transform, but they couldn't come to an agreement with the creator.
Bastard.
That's a shame, yeah. Oh well.
I feel like if they had constantly referred to Charnock's brother as his younger brother rather than his baby brother, then the plot twist would have been a little more, twisty.
Yeah.
Because while yes, it is common to refer to a younger sibling as your baby brother or baby sister, despite their age. Like my older sister still does that. She calls me her baby brother. But it does kind of like ruin the punchline a little bit. Like, oh, he actually is a baby.
Wait, you were called her baby brother? Do you also want to blow up Mobius then?
Yes.
Your sister knew all along.
Yep.
Oh, Roger wants to blow up Green Hill Zone.
Yes. Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
Yeah.
All the while trying to get George Bush.
And I'm my sister's baby brother, so there you go.
And I would just blow up the Sonic Boom universe.
Ah,
I'm the baby sister of the family, so
you get to blow
Yeah,
stuff up
funny.
What do
too.
you want to blow up?
yes, I get to blow stuff up.
Because funny enough, Because I actually have a.
Bird, baby, bird.
Jesus.
Spoken like a proper baby sibling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had way too much fun with that.
Yeah.
But
You must
for me,
destroy stuff with the baby siblings of the bunch.
Do it.
Yeah, because like in my family, I'm definitely the baby brother because my sister is like 4 years older than me.
Oh, jeez.
Same, although free. So yeah, if I was to blow something up, it would be the Sonic X universe. Just so that we could be rid of Chris forever.
Nah, no, spare the Sonic X universe. Just do the last episode where he goes in that space shuttle and blow that instead.
Yeah.
Maybe
I mean,
I'll
that's
just
what I
do
did in the
what.
thumbnail back then.
Maybe I'll do what originally, like Gerald was originally proposing to Robotnik, but before he actually revealed his real plan by basically firing the Eclipse cannon on the Thorndyke estate. And then peace will be restored to the universe.
Yeah,
I was gonna say you're gonna kill Helen just to get rid of Chris.
Not
Hey.
Helen.
I'm not
dare
saying
you,
like
sir.
Helen would be in the Thorndyke residence, unless you're trying to imply that she is.
She could be.
I mean, they do get pretty close as adults, so I don't know.
Yeah. So.
No, I was referring to, child Chris. It makes more sense that way for me.
So I guess if you kill Chris, then I guess in an alternate universe, Helen ends up marrying not Francis.
We're not Francis.
Well, hey, that could happen too.
I mean, yeah. We're down.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure she's straight.
Modern day.
So yeah, she has two options: either go out with Danny or Francis. Yeah.
Yeah, she
No
ends up
other
marrying.
humans
I mean-
exist.
Yeah, literally no other humans.
Yeah.
Of their age. Fine.
Yeah, of their age. Yeah. But yeah, Helen
my
deserved
gosh.
better anyway.
So, anyone
Uh,
likes the sunglasses fish?
I do.
Oh, yeah, the sunbathing fish. Yeah.
I really like it. I especially like the Sonic Says segment where he gets sunburned and he just like goes ah.
It just cuts off.
I was expecting it to be fried.
Yeah. It is a perfectly cut scream. I loved it.
Poor fish.
It could have just ended there at that point. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, surprised it didn't sizzle up into a fish stick. Yeah.
The
Quite
show can be evil enough to do that, yeah. Sadistic.
I just want to point out a really weird edit in this episode. At the very end, as Sonic says goodbye to the aliens, it quickly cuts to Scratch and Grounder has Sonic's voice.
Yeah,
what
that
was
is so weird.
again, I just kept thinking I had an error of my DVD. It's like, why is like grounded there just speaking in Sonic's voice? But maybe it was just like some sort of editor that thought like, well, we got to come up, we've got to show like what's happened with Scratch and Grounder, because in the fact we both left them behind for quite a while.
Yeah,
Apparently they thought, let's just show that one.
I guess they just like either ran out of budget for animation, or they decided to just play a trick.
Yeah, like they forgot to animate a scene for Sonic saying it. Says, "Oh, we'll put that scene in to hope the kids won't notice."
Yes.
What was that?
Yeah,
It was perfectly lip synced.
yeah, yeah. Even more strange how it's perfectly lip synced. Yeah.
It was so weird.
Yeah, especially with Grounder like suddenly having his nose off again. Yeah. Yeah. No, I think last time he didn't have his nose. Last time we saw him when Scratch was crushing him. So I guess it's like, oh, don't worry, Grounder got his nose back. Yeah, I guess they wanted to show that desperately.
Yes.
Also, just like poor Scratch in this episode, just absolute MVP over Robotnik's side. he sees through Sonic's trick immediately, and like everything that goes wrong is because of Grounder and his stupid nose. So like, if Scratch was by himself in this episode, he probably would have gotten Sonic.
I was even surprised it's this one shot where you just see him go from facepalm. Like that's something you never seen him do before. But yeah, that cements his position here as the smarter guy. So shocking.
What the fact that he's just face palming?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it whenever the writers remember that Scratch is supposed to be the smart one. Just like, relatively smart.
Yeah.
He's still pretty dumb, but like, compared to Coconuts and Grounder, he's practically a genius.
Poor Scratch, just like that expression he pulls. It clearly sums up like, I hate my life. I hate Grounder. I hate Sonic. I hate Robotnik. I hate that rock.
I hate everything.
I hate that nose.
Hey, but good news for him. He is the baby sibling of the two, so he can blow something up.
No, Grounder's the baby sibling.
Yeah.
Yeah, Grounder's the one.
Grounder can't? Oh, right. That's a shame. That's a shame. Sorry,
so he
Scratch.
can't blow stuff up.
Yeah.
Nah.
Grounder is technically a clone of Scratch.
Yeah.
Yeah. Grounder being the younger twin.
Yeah.
Poor Scratch can't even blow anything up. Yeah, go ahead.
Speaking of blowing things up, just how close is the planet Rhombus? Because like the further into the episode they go, they're like, the coronation's in 15 minutes. And the prince is like, oh, we've got time.
Oh, we've got time for a tour. It's like, oh, Prince, you're not paying attention. Yeah.
Like, by the time they finally leave, they're like, oh, the coronation's in 5 minutes. Like, how are you guys not panicking right now?
We never even get to see them arrive either. So they could tell.
Yeah. They just
I know they like say, they're like, oh, we'll take hyperspace and we'll be able to make it, but I'm like, aren't you guys still gonna cut it a little bit close? They're still like stalling a little bit.
Not unless they end up landing in the middle of the coronation.
Correct.
Even if
Like
it's
baby brother in the process.
running over all the people.
Yeah.
Smash a plane right into the cathedral, yeah. Oh dear.
And they'll all be like, oh god, he's worse than his baby brother.
You know what? I've decided I'm going to destroy Mobius anyway.
Because admittingly, if Melty wasn't doing the YTP, I was going to add a bit at the end of where I was going to add like a text saying, "But they didn't make it. They crashed partway into an asteroid, and then we just get the deaths. Then we just get like a kid just going like wacky wookie wah wah, and then just basically a shot of the Death Star blowing up Mobius."
Ewan, I thought you said, I was expecting is if you were going to do the YTP, I thought you could add in like Starscream's coronation.
Well, I could have done.
It goes to the wrong one.
Yeah, literally lands like, "Ooh, sorry, wrong one."
And Star's like, "Who are you?"
You'll distract my coronation. Ooh, hello.
Yeah, it just makes it late. Yeah, long live the king, bitch.
But then the baby brother still blows up Mobius.
Yeah, yeah, like he blows it up just when like the prince arrives. Like, "Oh, I'm here for my coronation." The prince there. Well, shit.
Too late. Oh yeah, some of the concept art.
Yeah, when I was
Sonic's hands are tan.
yeah, when I was working on when I was watching the episode and working on the YouTube poop, I looked up the like Wikipedia just out of curiosity, and turns out there's actually like concept art of that one disguise that Sonic never uses with the fruit hat and whatnot, and apparently there's even an unused outfit.
Being the news reporter.
Yeah, news reporter outfit. Yeah, I don't
The
remember
news
that
reporter
happening.
outfit, it's very sharp.
Yeah, very snazzy. I feel like that might have happened. That at least the costume might have been used in a later episode. But yeah, it's strange that the model sheet does say it's for this episode, yet it never shows up.
It looks a little Jimmy Olsen-y. He's got the press hat, you know, which is not a Jimmy thing, but like other than that, it's definitely giving Jimmy Olsen vibes.
Yeah. And it's really weird when comparing the designs, you know, like, oh yeah, the snazzy news reporter outfit, he has his quills. Then he has the one where it's just him wearing a hat, and suddenly the quills are gone.
Oh my god, I didn't even notice that. That looks so weird.
Yeah. Well, does he have his quills, like, shoved up in that hat or something?
So also, like, what kind of corset is he wearing under that dress?
Yeah, quite
Jessica Rabbit
his-
corset.
His poor internal organs.
Oh, don't worry. This won't be the last time we'll be seeing a cross-dressing Sonic in this series.
Naturally,
As
but like,
Of course.
holy crap, though.
Taking notes from Bugs Bunny.
Pretty much.
Well, takes dedication, even though he was a bit bummed out that he couldn't fully use his like disguise. In the end,
Yeah.
Scratch and Grounder were destroying it for him.
Yeah, that's surprising. I think this is the only time where the whole Sonic disguise shtick is done like something like quite different. Because, you know, he shows up with the disguise, does something wacky to do something with the robots. But then he does it, it's like, oh, they're already doing the thing I was going to do. Oh, well. And then that's it. Yeah, diverting our expectations, yeah.
Unless you could just jokingly say they ran out of budget.
Oh, yeah. I mean, hey, they did recycle that one scene, so it makes sense. But yeah, how about Robotnik and his precious egomatic hovercraft?
Yeah, he really loved his egomatic in this episode.
Yeah.
For some reason.
Yeah. Yeah, there was a bit where like Robotnik picks up his phone because he gets a call, and then we hear a bit of silence, and then we said, "Oh, right, okay, I'll come over."
Oh yeah, that made it even better with the YouTube pooping. It's like, oh, there's nothing. It's like, ah, excellent.
Makes it easier to add all kinds of silliness in, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What? I mean, again, if I did the YTP, I was going to add Robotnik at the end of the title card, where I was going to like green screen out everything, but have him hold like a body pillow of himself as he's just kissing it. It's like just randomly at the end.
Yeah, I can definitely see that version of Robotnik doing it. Guess he took some inspiration from that one joke art that I did with classic Robotnik sleeping with that mean bean body pillow.
I think the body pillow would just basically be like some generic sort of person, but yet the head would be the egomatic itself.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Oh my God.
there's a shot where we see Robotnik capturing Tails, and as he like rubbing his belly, I was like, oh my god, is he gonna eat him?
Get
I'm
in
very
my belly!
hungry today.
Oh
I think Fox is on the menu.
Yeah. I'm gonna make some hedgehog stew today with a side of fox.
Still recall some of those YTPs, including that moment where he's like, "Ah," sort of moment he says, and I'm just keep remembering that. It's like, what exactly was he saying at that point?
Oh, yeah.
Now I know why. Again, we keep coming back to YTPs because that's the best. Because that's the only way we ever remember Adventures of Sonic at this point. Is the
pretty much.
YTPs.
How fitting. An already insane show remembered for being even more
Yeah.
insane by internet.
Including getting the prince to say, "Ooh, constipation."
Yeah, surprise! Yeah, and to think I did the more simpler one with just him turning into a cow. Yeah,
Yes.
it's Mobius. Yeah.
Well, I would say somewhat appropriate the fact that he decides to become a cow, considering the fact they're often the subject of alien abductions and experiments.
That's true.
Oh yeah,
Oh.
and of course Spyro having his experience with space cows. Yeah.
And Earth on Jim too.
Go, Ruby!
Indeed. Those space cows.
Oh, there was another bit where like the prince was like complimenting Robotnik's machinery, and he doesn't seem to care. Like, oh, okay, you sick weirdo. I thought he'd be like, I thought he'd be honoured that someone would like compliment his work because he's quite self-centered and wants people to acknowledge his genius.
Yeah, that is weird.
Yeah.
Because, like, aside from that, he, like, really doesn't give a shit about these aliens. It's like, oh, aliens with possible, like, high, super awesome technology. It's like, fuck those guys. Yeah.
To be fair, their own planet is already so weird. How do you even recognize if something is even weirder than normal?
Oh. Now I remember the YouTube poop I remember this episode for is called Robotnik Gets His Jollies.
Jollies?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you get your jollies.
He's like, if that's how you get your jollies, go ahead.
Yeah.
Hence Melty using that for the Jolly Ranchers.
Yeah. Jolly Ranchers. Yeah.
Where'd you get the ranchers?
Oh, that was purely from this episode. I had to, like, skim through all of Robotnik's scenes to, like, find all the, like, you know, the syllables and sounds to have, you know, the ranchers. Yeah.
Oh, that's a dedication.
So intense
Yeah.
sentence mixing.
Yeah, purely on this episode. I'm sure anyone else would have used like various different episodes of Robotnik, but no, I solely stuck to just this one episode, and luckily I found all the syllables I needed to him saying to say ranchers.
Yeah, because I was watching this long YouTube poop involving the King and Michael Rosen, and it was insane how they got the King and Michael saying all these different things.
Oh yeah, the King and Michael's like collab. Yeah, I've seen those.
Very impressive sometimes. I mean, it helps on the voice actor. I mean, since the Robotnik voice actor pronunciates everything so exaggerated, it's very easy to kind of cut them together, I guess.
Yeah,
that's a fair point. Yeah,
especially how often he shows up in the show. So yeah, quite a lot of voice material to work with.
Indeed. So, are we done with this episode?
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
Unless someone else has anything.
Well, I could add that if Tails wanted suntan that badly, he could just go into a UV tanning booth, and hopefully it doesn't end up like what happened in Final Destination 3.
Oh god.
Oh yeah, speaking of that, yeah, seeing them in those swim trunks, yeah, I think they kind of look good in those, yeah. Sonic in red and Tails in blue, yeah.
Very fitting indeed. I don't have a screenshot of them. Oh wow.
Yeah. Just the fish.
Just a fish.
He's too distracted by the fish. Yeah.
Or Tails
I
just...
suppose there was that other animation error I found where like when Scratch is like tormenting Grounder with the pressure plate thing, and the animation keeps freezing on a smear frame, so that it just looks like Grounder has 3 antennae.
Oh yeah, that was weird. But yeah, that's another weird thing with the pressurizing plate. It's like whenever Grounder's holding it, there's always some weird animation error. Like he lays it down, but then the next scene it's back right side up, and then the next time he uses it, he's holding it right side, but then the next scene it's backwards. It's only Scratch that knows how to keep it consistent.
And also, it predicted Gun's gravity pads.
Oh
from the
yeah.
movie, yeah.
Yeah.
They stole it from this
Oh yeah,
episode.
how about that?
Yeah, and the thing,
Oh, yeah.
Grounder's voice showed up in the movie Sonic, so yeah, it's all connected. Yeah.
Long live the king. Until he gets squashed, or flattened, or stuck permanently to a magnetic like pad.
Yeah, poor Grounder.
Once again, showing off like he inherited his father's bottom.
Yeah.
Indeed he did. Oh well. All right.
Yeah. Man, I can already tell with the next time for like the next batch of Adventures of Sonic episodes, we're gonna be in for quite the treat.
Oh, well, really?
Oh yeah.
Gonna get one of the crazy
Oh
episodes?
yeah. Oh yeah, because well, I guess I might as well. No, I'll save it till next time. You'll understand once we get to it.
Uh-oh, the big meme episodes. We already had the snooping around, though.
Ish.
Yeah. Well, it's gonna give us one of the greatest characters of the show, but that's for next time.
Wesley.
No, not Wesley.
Weasley.
No, not yet. Wes doesn't come next. It's someone else.
Nah.
All right.
Someone
He's
even
getting pretty
more
soon though.
But yeah.
Yeah.
We'll see then. Alrighty. Then we move on to Sonic X. Elise, you were
Yep.
going?
Yeah, sorry, I know I've been very quiet. No, but yeah, I think it's time for me to head out.
Oh yeah.
No worries.
Well, hope to
go
see you next
before-
time.
It's time to
We'll
go
see you guys
before.
next time. This was fun for what it was,
Yeah.
but I gotta get moving.
Yeah, before
So-
they activate the pressurizing plate again.
Yeah. I saw that you and I saw that. I know it was you.
Naturally.
Parts are funny.
What have I done? What have I done?
Yeah,
What
first,
monstrosity have I unleashed?
yeah, first it's the Wii, and now it's this. Yeah.
Yeah.
Pandora's box has been opened. Again.
Pandora's gassy box. Yeah.
Goodbye as well to Peter.
Yeah.
Thanks for stopping by.
Hey.
Toodaloo.
Bye.
What boy?
Yeah. Bye.
What? What?
Oh my gosh, I'm sorry.
No.
Anyway, well, I guess I'll see you guys later. See you guys later. Don't even think about it.
You can't hear the farts anymore.
Yeah.
Push her too far.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the show that Lisa's very not amused.
Indeed.
I always get a chuckle also just seeing Salah just constantly pointing at every screenshot. It's like, oh, that's funny.
He's quickly amused. But not Luke, he's like sarcastic about everything. Like, oh, Knuckles holding a thing again.
It just like, no. Sort of
Multiman is
posing.
scared of everything.
Well, I think
Yeah,
he's
it's like,
just
oh no,
terrified.
is this the end for Sonic and Knuckles? Oh no! Yeah, that kind of phrase.
I think he's just more terrified of what Luke's gonna do with, considering how he's looking there. It's like, no.
Hold on. I like the Melty's like, is this the end of Sonic and Knuckles? And Roger's like, is this the end of Sonic and Knuckles?
Echo. Yeah, there's an echo chamber.
For so long, Sonic, from Eggman. I agree with the robot. Lovely to be sadistic.
If the blue bastard dies, I will never have to see Green Hill Zone again.
Till spin-off in Green Hill Zone. No.
And then kill Tails. Like, okay, now it's Knuckles spin-off, but also in Green Hill Zone.
Somehow the Emerald Shrine got installed onto Green Hill Zone, yeah. Like it was in Lego Dimensions. No. But right, the next exciting Sonic X cartoon comic book. Who's going to do the synopsis to tell us what it's all about? This
That would be me. Okay.
Oh my goodness.
Yes, because you
Mister.
jumped in.
Yes, I've written up the synopsis in time. So let's begin. Okay, attack from Area 99. After Eggman has been put in jail after the Egg Moon incident, Sonic is now bored. So he's decided to play with Knuckles, but he tells Sonic to piss off as he's busy guarding the Master Emerald. So Sonic decides to go play with Tails, but he also tells him to piss off as he's busy fixing up the tornado with Chuck. So Sonic decides to go find Chris and decides to play some footy with him. But he also tells him to piss off as he feels having a supersonic hedgehog on the team would be cheating. So Chris suggests that Sonic should team up with his Uncle Sam Speed for the day. At the garage of the Speed team, Sonic gets bored waiting around for something to happen. Sam assures him that they are only called when needed. This makes Sonic even more frustrated. Back with Tails, some gun agents come by to tell him that he needs to come with them. Back with Sonic and Sam Speed, they get the call that some illegal street racing is happening downtown, so they make like an Autobot and roll out. After chasing up with the racers, one of them hits a pram, sending an ugly baby flying in the air. Sonic manages to catch it in time. After Sonic and Sam split up, Sonic catches up with the green car and lands on the bonnet, scolding him that he shouldn't hit babies. Sonic rips out the car engine, making it crash. Sam uses a grappling hook to stop the yellow car. The driver gets out only to be stopped by Sonic. Meanwhile, in prison, Dr. Eggman is reading one of his grandfather's journals. The robots ask him if he's going to plan his revenge. Eggman said it's already in motion as he's dispatched Boken to activate Emerald. He also has no intention to escape yet as he's busy fixing the appliances. Back with Tails, he arrives at Area 99 and meets up with Captain Westwood, aka Albert Wesker. Westwood shows him the alien spacecraft that he and Sonic found in the desert in Issue 7. After Sonic left, Westwood recovered it, but he can't get the systems online. He says the President wants him to reactivate in case Eggman attacks. Tails tells him he's in prison. Westwood tells him he might escape and tells him, yeah, that's a good point, as even the prisons on his world can't hold him. Using a scanner, Tails opens the door. Once inside, Westwood does his best Jack Nicholson impersonation, feeling that once the craft is reactivated, he'd be the most valuable agent, and would sharp agents Topaz and Rouge. Tails finds the Jolly Candy-like button and pushes it, activating the spacecraft. Westwood takes the controls, but it starts firing lasers everywhere. It was at this moment that he knew. He knew he fucked up. Back at the Speed Team garage, Sonic wants more action, but Sam tells him that they have to wait until they are called again, which could take hours, days, or even a week. But it turns out to be straight away, as they are getting a conditioned red signal as Station Square is under attack, so they move out again. Sam, Speed, and Sonic find the alien spacecraft on a rampage. Some gun beetles fire at it, but a shield reflects it back, destroying them. Tails tries to rip out the machinery, but it keeps self-repairing itself. The craft destroys more gun beetles as Sonic runs up a wall. Sonic attacks it, but he bounces off a shield. Sonic reckons to Sam that the shield has a small window to let the laser through, so he has a plan. Sam sees the shield, but it's too small for Sonic to get in. Sonic tells Sam to fire his grappling hook, which he does, so it went through the shield's gap at the craft's laser emitter. With one huge tug, Sonic pulls a rope, making the craft shoot the laser inside the shield barrier, making it bounce around and hit itself. Westwood freaks out that the craft is going to crash. The craft falls over and crashes, destroying a tree, making a few squirrels homeless. Sonic and Sam see two figures emerge from the craft, and it was Tails and Captain Westwood the whole time!
Dun dun dun.
Dun, dun. For the exciting conclusion of this, go back to one of our previous episodes where we did those steps.
79.
Yeah,
the
that
Halloween
was
episode.
yeah, that was my fault. But yeah, so to get us all like just a quick refresher. So after this story, there's like, oh, who's responsible for this mess? And Westwood's like, they did it. So Sonic and Tails are in jail, but then they get bailed out by Chris's dad, and so yeah, everything's hunky dory in the end.
Lucky us. Ah, Tails looks so guilty. You really know you or something.
Yeah,
Well, technically, he did start it up by pushing the button.
That's true.
Jolly candy-like button.
Ooh, look at this big button. Press. Pew pew.
It's all his fault. He deserves his jail sentence. Yeah, you set up, Luke, you set up like a cliffhanger. We didn't do the JoJo cliffhanger music, so now Silas very disappointed.
Dun, 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 dun.
I'll be your roundabout.
Yeah, there we go. Oh my god.
Afraid we can't fit that in there
Yeah.
because we don't, because they're all full at the moment.
What
Yeah,
is
you know, an interesting point is the fact that like Tails is the one that starts it up, and clearly at no point did Westwood actually have control of the machine, or it wouldn't have gone berserk. So like, I guess Tails is actually kind of responsible. Because like while Westwood did trick him into like trying to repair it, it was Tails that started it up.
Yep. But then again, Westwood is responsible, I guess. He's the superior officer. So
Yeah.
he gets to bear the responsibility.
Especially with all those, like, you know, shots of him where he's like pulling the biggest shit-eating grin ever. It's like,
Yeah.
Booyah!
I'm just expecting, like, you know, like the generic sort of like tooth sparkle shine, like he's posing for some sort of like toothpaste commercial.
Well, sunglasses sparkle sometimes, so that's something.
Yeah. GUN toothpaste, gleamingly bright.
Unlike their intelligence.
Man, yeah, this comic is a bit weird in some ways. So, like, the whole chase scene with Sonic and Sam, like, chasing after those hooligans and whatnot. And I'm like, okay, when did Sonic turn into Knuckles all of a sudden, where he just rips out the car engine with his bare hands?
We're almost killing
Yeah.
a guy.
Maybe he took inspiration from Knuckles, but I would have found it funny if he, like, actually just hurt his hand as opposed to literally tearing out, like, the wiring for the motor.
Yeah.
That would have been fun. It's like, ouch, I forgot I'm not Knuckles.
It happens a lot that I forget that. Poor Sonic.
Also,
We all forget we're not Knuckles.
also the bit where the driver of the yellow car escapes and gets accosted by Sonic. I think one of his hands looks bigger than the other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless it's just like an oddball perspective, like the one hand is all the way up above his head and the other one's like lower.
Oh yeah, probably.
But then again, that's just me trying to defend the artist for, you know, the odd sized hands that one guy has.
Yeah.
And the weird angle.
Also, it looks like they got Sam and Paul's cars mixed up in that one panel.
Yeah.
Where like Paul stops the green car and then Sam keeps going, but in the next panel, Sam's car is back to red.
Whoops.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those are like mistakes I would make. How dare they?
Yeah. I guess that's the result of them for hitting that baby. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. Oh no.
Oh yeah, the baby.
Yeah. What is up with that baby? Yeah. I mean, like, it's the first panel that really creeps me out. I think it's just the way the mouth is designed. Because like every other panel, it looks fine. But yeah.
Yeah.
It almost looks like it has a mustache in that first panel.
Lips are very hard to draw. I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe that was what the guy was trying to do, like make the baby look slightly more realistic, even though it's supposed to be still remain sort of anime-esque style, just to keep with the overall style.
If you want to be even more morbid, that baby was going to hit a wall.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Even then, it hit the wall and then like several stories down to the ground.
Oh, is the
Because
baby's name Debbie?
Because that's how powerful of a hit, like the baby was flung out from.
Hey, Sonic saved the day. It could have been horrible.
Yeah.
He did.
Yeah. He saved the day from it having raining babies. Yeah.
landing in a couple's like lap, and it's
Oh
like,
yeah,
"But I can explain."
yeah, it does kind of look like he's about to go right through that window because like that person's like looking through. It's like, oh shit, the stork's dropping off another baby.
No, not again.
I've already
Yeah.
got 5 babies here.
I love the stork just carelessly throwing them through windows and just chucking them at people.
Yeah.
Baby, catch! Gling!
The stork
Yeah.
baby delivery service was bought out by Amazon.
Imagine that happened in Dumbo, where the stork just throws the baby elephants.
Oh, yeah.
To the train, yeah.
And then the
The
baby's
storks have
go.
a quota now.
Yeah. Yeah, this is what the delivery. This is what the stork does when he doesn't really doesn't give a shit about his job. He just tosses the babies around here.
Kind of like what delivery drivers do with your mail or
Yes.
packages.
Yeah.
Amazon,
Just,
eh?
Just
Yeah,
flinging
That's
them
the
in
joke
the
I was
back
going
gate.
for, yeah.
Okay, I swear this is somewhat relevant, but by coincidence, before the stream started, I actually had a package dropped off today that I had ordered off of Amazon. It was a plush toy of Sunset Shimmer from was it Symbiote? It's a company that I've seen make some really well-made plushies on not just MLP but other stuff. Like they've done Transformers and even Monkey Ball. But yeah, that dropped off, and I was surprised that actually showed up a week early than what it was supposed to schedule for. But yeah, it was in good condition. I just heard like the doorbell ring, and I'm like, ah, shit, is it another one of those pesky, you know, like, oh, you want to trade electric service, blah blah blah. But then I looked over, it's like, oh, it's a package. But
What a
yeah.
relief then.
Yeah, fortunately it was like a plush toy, so it didn't get like damaged or anything like those, you know, fragile packages or anything. Or babies. I would not be happy if I somehow got a dead baby in front of my doorstep.
Oh.
Yeah.
God.
I thought you were going to say like a live baby. It's like, I don't want a live baby.
Yeah, that too, that would be
I'm
worse.
happy as I am.
I'm happy being a bachelor right now, yeah. I'm not ready for this kind of commitment.
The only thing worse than a dead baby on your front porch is a live baby on your front porch. Like, oh no! Responsibility!
And then we would all have said, why couldn't you have been more careful, Melty?
Oh, jeez. And this is why I'm not cut out for parenting, yeah.
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 Oh, you're doing better than the green car, so at least I hope
Yeah.
so.
Yeah, that's true. The green car was just having just got bored. It's like, oh, let's play kick the baby. Yeah.
Kick the baby.
Don't kick the baby. Speaking of children, the part where Sonic goes to check on Chris's football game, and I like the when Chris tells him my soccer league is for boys and girls only.
Ooh.
Okay.
Prejudiced?
Yeah.
Yeah. All of our NBA bros out there, sorry, you don't get to play soccer.
Yeah.
And apparently Sonic doesn't qualify as a boy, so...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What's
Sonic
that supposed to mean?
Yeah.
And it reminded me of this joke from some Tumblr account that's like Sonic is not a boy or a girl, but a secret third thing, Hedgehog. To which someone pointed out that in one of the Olympics games, Amy has a voice line where she says "girl power," and Sonic has a voice line where he says "hedgehog power," implying that his gender is hedgehog.
Yes. Oh man, like aside from Sonic, like what is the deal with Francis? What's up with her face there?
She just wants the ball.
Give me the ball, Sonic.
Or she's upset with Chris and his boys and girls statement.
Yeah, she's
I
gonna
was gonna
strangle
transition, you
Chris.
bastard!
Yeah, that's why.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why she walked out.
I mean, it's also why she's literally just looking at Chris. It's like, what the fuck did you just say?
Yeah. Like, man, like even so, like that beginning panel where it just looks like that's just like a panel that could just be easily be taken out of context, where it just looks like Sonic's already partaking in the soccer game, and he's just saying, "I'm bored." Yeah.
Man, this sport is boring.
Yeah.
I much prefer hockey.
And that's why there was no soccer in Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games.
Yeah, there was actually.
Yeah,
now that I think
there
about
Oh,
it.
it was? Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
I think
obviously
there was
the
also-
screenshot that was used.
Ah.
I think there was also rugby in one.
Yeah, I know rugby's in like the Winter Olympics. Yeah, or one of them. I can't remember. I've only played the first game. I haven't experienced the rest of them.
God, I'm so sad we're not getting any more of those stupid games. I say they're stupid. They are, but like I love them. But I meant to say, yeah, I meant to say like it's stupid that we're not getting more of those games because stupid
Yeah.
Sega.
Yeah,
It's-
no.
I don't know.
Sega doing stupid things. Yeah.
Maybe one day.
Yeah.
But maybe they
Yeah.
won't release as many. Because obviously it gets a bit stale if you just keep releasing like the same game like over and over. Because it's like, what
Honestly,
can you do next?
I don't understand why they don't just make Mario and Sonic spin-off games, not just Olympics, but just like Mario and Sonic Kart, Mario
Yeah.
and Sonic Racing, or no, I guess that's the same thing.
Fighting.
Mario and Sonic Tennis.
Yeah, or like a proper Mario and Sonic platformer crossover, like everybody
Yeah.
wanted one. Yeah.
Yeah, because I
Yeah.
remembered when
Uh,
Sonic All Stars Racing was on like the Wii or something. I thought, oh, if Banjo-Kazooie was on the Xbox version, they could have Mario in the Wii version, but apparently they didn't.
Well,
Yeah.
there was
They were
plans
going
do
to.
so,
Yeah.
but
They
Nintendo
were
was
going
like,
to, but the
"No."
reason they didn't, is because Sumo Digital didn't want to cross-contaminate with Mario and Sonic at the Olympics,
Ah.
Yeah. Just like
which is stupid.
Yeah, it's
Because
really
Sonic's
stupid.
already
yeah.
in Smash Bros.
Yeah.
Yes.
Makes no sense.
God,
almost as much as like why Chris's eyes all look like that. Like why are they so tiny and right up on his forehead as well?
I think he's just terrified of Francis's expression. Like she's gonna beat the shit out of him.
So much so that it warps his eyes up to his forehead.
yeah,
Yeah.
You better keep track of the balls.
his body is trying to retreat, but some body parts are faster than others.
Yeah, it almost looks like Chris is trembling in that pose. Yeah. It's like, oh shit. Yeah.
Uh-oh, don't get Francis angry.
She's gonna grab that ball and shove it in my mouth. Or a worse
Yeah.
ball.
Yeah, this is what Francis looks like whenever Roger keeps forgetting her name.
Oh no.
Just remember Francis Bacon.
Francis.
Ah, yes. So, Chris's friends Danny and Kevin.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I just noticed. Like, is that supposed to be Danny? Because apparently the coloring artist has no idea what he's supposed to look like.
Yeah.
Whitewashed.
Oh.
How dare they?
It is. That is Danny.
Yeah.
Oh no.
He's also
shame
scared
on
of
you.
Francis. He's just so scared of
Ben.
Francis he got the blank.
Oh, yeah, they whitewashed it.
Oh god.
Yeah,
Yeah. Oh, no.
like shame on
Jack
you.
and every-
I just say shame on you, Ben Hunziker. Ben Hunziker. Like, how could you not recognize Dan, the only black child in this series?
He's just straight up also wearing a recolor of Danny's outfit as well.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
It's Danny's missing son, Banny. Yeah.
Danny.
There you go.
And also Chris's teacher's apparently there, but only just briefly. It's like, I exist. Now I don't.
Oh, no, I don't. Chris, I'm about to dissolve into thin air.
He's being Thanos snapped. Yeah, Chris, I don't feel so good. Yuck, yuck.
Teacher, you're getting banished to the Shadow Realm. No! Much better.
Oh my god.
Or it's like those edits where you get a guy screaming and they disappear.
Yeah.
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 Memes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes. What's that? Oh yeah, it's like Sylvia having like that screenshot of Tails. It's like Tails here looks like he's hiding something. Me doing illegal mechanical stuff? No. And of course,
Yeah.
Melty saying the way they designed his tails is it looks like he's got more than two, which is true.
Yeah.
Because it does look
Yeah,
like he's
it's,
got multiple tails.
Yeah, it's like either that or his tails just became like very, very floofy. Like someone
Yeah.
like fucked them up really good.
Yeah. He's
Either
got
that or-
like 6.
Yes.
He's turning
I
into
mean-
9 tails. Yeah.
Either that or the very tips or something at the very tips of his tails literally just exploded outwards, just giving him all those like multiple tips.
Yeah, like he just got out of the shower and like used like a hair dryer, and they're like still trying to recover from all those stuff.
Either
Yeah.
that or he got an electric shock, and that's why his tails are like that.
Oh yeah, because he's messing with the machines. Yeah.
Hold on. Maybe I can do that sound effect without it cutting me off this time.
Okay.
Did it work?
No.
All I heard was a thud.
Yeah, it's just a thud. Yeah.
Damn. Yeah.
Want to try it again?
Oh, okay.
No, your microphone rate.
Again, it's just a thud.
Yeah,
a
Disco
thud.
doesn't like you apparently. Yeah.
Okay.
Say it from a distance
Yep.
then.
No, it's kind of a very quiet sound though, so.
Ah,
It's
yeah.
very
But
quiet.
whatever. It's the sound effect I tried to do that one time when Deco and Boko were hibachi chefs and their clothes
Oh, yeah.
disintegrated from
Oh
the
yeah,
fire. Yeah.
But yeah, so oh yeah, one thing to note about this comic is I think this is the last time that they ever bring up Emerald, because you know Robotnik briefly talks about him and how Boku's been sent out to activate, which of course leads into the whole Sonic Battle adaptation in the actual show. So
Yeah.
yeah, sadly no more Emerald.
Oh.
yeah.
Must be confusing if you only read the comics and never saw the show. All these plots being set up and don't go anywhere.
Hmm.
Interesting.
Yeah, like even then, like you watch the show, it's like okay, like how did this happen and such? So yeah, comic does kind of try to add a little more to it.
Yeah, it's kind of neat that they start to add, fill up the
Yeah.
holes.
Yeah,
Alright.
I just had a random thought for what we're gonna do when we get to the finale of the Sonic X comic. Should we
Oh yes.
Oh shit. What?
should we do Hedgehog Havoc in anticipation of that?
Like I did think of this ahead of time. Like, no, like I mean, sure, the last issue of Sonic X is part of the Archie Sonic canon, but if you look at it from an Archie Sonic perspective, the story is nothing but filler. So I think we're fine with just covering it as a standalone adventure.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
So
We'll like.
disappointed.
No, it's funny. Like, that's kind of special to me because like I was briefly also collecting Archie comics, and I started with Hedgehog Havoc, which has this moment where Shadow teleports Metal Sonic away with Chaos Control, and then I also picked up Sonic X issue 40, which starts with Shadow and Metal Sonic appearing in the Sonic X world.
Oh,
And then that ends with them using Chaos Control to leave again. And then I picked up Sonic Universe #1, which starts with Shadow and Metal Sonic appearing in another universe.
Oh,
Yeah, I
wow.
can already
Just
tell
like
I'm gonna.
sheer coincidence, I just picked up all of these comics that were one story.
Yeah, I can already tell I'm gonna have quite the day of trying to explain all this to Dracole when we do Shadow on Archie Sonic character files.
Yeah.
And the joy of comics and their convoluted timelines. Yep. Right. Are we moving on to number 17?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're jumping ahead a
Yeah.
bit because
Yeah,
the
by 3 issues.
Yeah, because the stories after this one are like holiday themed ones, and we already covered them in previous holiday themed streams. So this one is also a holiday stream, but I'm like, fuck it. It's St. Patrick's Day theme, but Sonic's not really that known for the holiday, so we'll just get it over with.
Yeah, the Irish issue.
Yeah. Probably the only time we've seen a St. Patrick's Day themed story related to official Sonic media.
Yep. Where everyone gets drunk.
And green sodas.
If only, though.
It makes me wonder if they're going to do like an issue for every holiday they're going to do. What, for Thanksgiving? I don't know, President's Day, Arbor Day.
No, this is the last holiday themed comic. I already skimmed ahead of the series, so yeah. This is our last holiday themed comic for Sonic X.
What a shame, eh? Oh well. Alrighty, the unlucky bastard who has to do the synopsis is me, which is going to be a horrible nightmare as usual, but I'll try. So, one day, Sonic is running around like mad for no apparent reason, and somehow cheese became green, which terrifies everyone. So apparently they're adding a video game lore in here that he's picking up speed stats, and that's why he's turning green. Now, immediately Chris walks in, he's also turning green, which shows that his t-shirt is also a Chow, or Sonic spends way too much time with Sonic, which we agree with. Chris spends too much time with Sonic. But no, the reason why he has a green shirt is because it's St. Patrick's Day and everyone has to wear something green or otherwise Amy comes to assault them. And immediately starts attacking Sonic. Meanwhile, Robotnik also learns about all of this and doesn't understand anything. But he's immediately interested because, hey, those stupid green midget things have gold and he wants to have gold because for some reason he needs money to do his evil plans, even though I don't think he ever buys any of his products, but whatever. Anyway, the robot that I keep forgetting the name about, the bomb guy, is hit by a paint bucket and also turns green, so everyone immediately thinks that he's one of the leprechauns, so they go after him and he's terrified. But Robotnik doesn't give up yet. He's like, oh, we're going across the world, I'm gonna find some leprechauns because I want my gold. Mwahaha. Meanwhile, Sonic and friends are standing in a parade with Cream's mom, according to Sala, doing a horrible fashion crime, putting on a stupid head that doesn't fit with her outfit. Everyone's kind of lazy with their outfits.
Hey, that's not Cream's mom. That's Cream's mom in a silly hat.
Dun dun dun. That's right. This is a new character. Hooray!
Yeah, classic Roger joke. Yeah.
Indeed. How dare I forget? And we get to see Chuck without his vest on. Amazing, because then he's more green. Anyway, yeah, this parade. Sonic put on a little green four-clover medal so Amy doesn't assault him, even though she's still trying to. But of course, then robot that I keep forgetting the name of finally gets in to tell them that Robotnik is coming to fight all the leprechauns, which they think Cheese and the robot is one. So here comes Robotnik with a big giant leprechaun robot who looks pretty badass and terrifying. So everyone runs away in fear. You want to say something, Melty?
I was about to say, yeah, with Robotnik coming out in his robot mech. So basically, it's him doing his best impression of Jacksepticeye. Or Jacksepticeye. Yeah, top of the morning to you laddies.
Indeed he does. Also kind of neat, the 4-clover badniks he sends off. That's kind of neat. Should put them in the game sometime. But anyway, yeah, everyone runs away. Sonic wants to fight. Amy starts beating up all the robots, but yeah, lots of chaos. The robots is blowing up the floats, the parade floats with his bombs. Sonic is trying to attack, but there's a shield that keeps knocking him off. I keep hearing error sounds. Why do I keep hearing error sounds?
That was.
Yeah, Luke suddenly dropped out, but it looks like he's back on. Yeah.
Yeah, laptop issues. I'm assuming.
Poor Luke. Yeah. Oh well, then I hope he gets back soon. Anyway, Robotnik does a funny face palm where he beats himself up accidentally. Sonic smashes into the robot doing an upside down Dutch flag. I guess it's supposed to be an American flag. Or it's just the colors of his body, whatever. It's cool effect anyway. Anyway, yeah, fight. It starts to rain, which finally means that Bokun of Deacon, one of the two names, is finally free of the paint.
Yeah, it's Bokun. Yeah, that's
Bokun. There we go. Sorry, Bokun. Why do you have such a stupid name? Anyway, and Cheese also finally cured of his greenness. He's far away from Sonic finally, I guess. So yay, Robotnik isn't confused anymore, even though Robotnik wasn't focusing on them anyway. He's just fighting Sonic. But yeah, he has Sonic in his grasp. He's about to kill him. But then, the sun starts shining and there's a rainbow. And Chris immediately tells him, hey, you have to go after the rainbow because that's where the gold is. So Robotnik immediately runs off, flies off, throws Sonic off. In the chaos, he loses his little 4-clover medal, which means Amy can really assault him. Chris is all happy. Robotnik is digging up dirt to desperately find some leprechauns, and everyone's getting drunk on green soda at the end. There you go.
Hooray.
Luke, are you there?
Lukey, are you there?
He's muted.
Yeah. You're muted, by the way.
If he's here.
Okay.
No, now you're back.
Yeah, sorry, I lost my connection. So I thought I'd go on my phone.
Figured as much.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh well, you missed nothing important. Just me stumbling through the synopsis.
Yeah.
Well, I read the issue beforehand. It's pretty much like Eggman using a giant robot leprechaun
Pretty
when
much.
find gold. And
Yeah.
And as a UK person, are you offended by this depiction of Irish, or just find it funny?
nah, not really.
Uh,
I mean, it pretty much brings me back memories of when I used to work in part-time in an Irish themed pub. Usually during St. Patrick's Day, that I remember it used to be pretty. So have to work like a 12-hour shift, and it was.
12 hours. Oh my, that's.
Oh jeez.
That's not a
Doing a
good.
split shift. Man, I know how those days are like. Yeah. I've done plenty of split shifts at my job. Yeah. Oy.
Yeah, and you'd be pretty packed and like. But I remember those days were pretty fun, and hearing like Irish music all the time, like "Dirty Old Town" by the Pogues.
I keep hearing all the Celtic music all the time.
Mm.
Lord of the Dance.
All those violent brawls. Yeah.
yeah.
So I have quite a few things I want to say about this particular issue.
Oh
Big
boy.
fan of Chris's new shirt.
Yeah, obviously. That I'm gonna spend 5 minutes talking about Chris's green shirt. No. So first off, they like talk about like the basic traditions of St. Patrick's Day, but they don't like at any point explain like the origin of it.
No.
So which I find kind of weird.
Mm.
The cream or not cream cheese turning green is an interesting little thing that happens because it spends time with Sonic, and like Sonic is obviously a speed type. Cheese gains some speed stats from Sonic, which turns him slightly green. But like flying around with cream just resets it back to blue, which should make him purple. So like I don't know what's going on with Cream's flying ability, but like somehow it undoes stats.
Yeah. I guess Ian Flynn didn't do the research right. Yeah. 'Cause, he actually
It
did
is-
find this issue.
It was a neat little touch, but unfortunately it just falls apart if you put any more thought into it whatsoever.
Yeah.
Also like, so the fact that Eggman falls for the rainbow thing is funny because like, obviously he's ignorant to St. Patrick's Day and its traditions and stuff, but like, he should know what a rainbow is.
No, Rainbow's
should
a
know
foreign to
that-
him.
He's just
Yeah.
like, oh shit, pretty colors. I don't know why he thinks you can just go get a rainbow.
Well, just be glad he didn't read Rainbow Factory. Oh.
And yeah, and like the giant robot has its own like clover shaped shovel for some reason.
Oh yeah, it does look like a clover. Yeah.
Also, the quote unquote soda that Sonic and his friends are drinking at the bar, the label says Irish cream, which is not soda.
Yeah, I figured that was some kind of like centered thing. It's like, oh, that's not beer or Guinness, it's soda. Yeah, totally different.
Irish, but like, why would it say Irish cream? Because like, it's not like this is a localization thing. Like, oh, we can't have that. It's like the people who made this comic chose to have it say Irish cream on it.
Well, I don't know. Maybe they just thought of like orange cream soda, and it's like, okay, we'll do that.
Yeah.
That's what they'll think. Yeah, but yeah.
But of course, forgetting about the Irish cream. That's basically like Irish whiskey.
Yeah, Irish
Yeah.
whiskey. Yeah.
So yeah, they're basically drinking alcohol at this point. Pure whiskey.
Also, like in the comic, it starts raining incredibly heavily for like half a second.
Yeah.
Just like the most intense downpour that sticks around for not long at all. And during that, somehow Bo-kun like washes off all of his green paint despite being dry, because he's under tails whose tails are displacing the water around him.
Yeah, that is
So
weird.
the one dry spot in the entire area is how Bo-kun is washing off the paint.
Tails has the power to remove paint, I guess.
Yeah. And he looks happy to help though, so like,
Yay, I'm helping. Yeah. Yeah. Definitely some weird moments, like, and especially Amy in this one. It's like, damn, this girl just really wants to, yeah. Violate
quote,
Sonic's
pinch.
good rights. Yeah. Yeah, Amy just really wants to violate Sonic, yeah.
Hey, we had fish fondling, now it's time for hedgehog fondling fruitcake.
Yeah. You're like,
I like how the
oh, yeah.
I like how the first time she appears, like her hands actually turn into claws as she goes to Sonic.
Oh, yeah, that was real creepy. Oh, you're mine now, Sonic! Yeah.
And the fact she just keeps on staring at Sonic with that sort of look to her face of like, "Ooh, I'm gonna look forward to pinching you when you lose that 4-leaf clover."
Oh,
I'm
boy.
familiar with it.
Sonic's like, is that a euphemism? She's like, yes.
Yeah, and if Elise was here, she'd be very, Elise is not amused right now.
Yeah.
Oh, she'd be very unamused.
My wife would be amused because that's exactly how she behaves.
Oh, God. Well, so you tell me that you and your wife get into some, hanky-panky after the stream?
Oh,
Now I'm
okay,
sick.
moving on.
Pinching, anyway.
Well, hey, by coincidence, there's an episode of Sonic X where Espio does say that he's not interested in hanky-panky. Yeah. But yeah. But yeah, once again, Robotnik brings up the whole deal about, like, oh, Sonic's World doesn't have money thing. And I remember when we started the Sonic X comics, Rhino said something, or it was Rhino or someone said, oh, no, that's an Ian Flynn thing about the whole money existing. And, like, no, that was established way before Ian Flynn started working. Because as of now, yeah, this is his second comic that he's worked on for Sonic X. Because previously he worked on the Valentine's Day one.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
also kind of weird, like, you can't, so at some point Sonic loses his little, 4-leaf clover necklace, but, like, we don't actually see it, like, go away. He just, like, has it while the robot leprechaun is holding him, and then as soon as the robot leprechaun tosses him away, it's gone.
Yeah, I was looking for that too, but...
Yeah, that is weird. I also noticed that, well, yeah, I think there was, like, an outline around that badge, but, like, throughout near the end of that fight, there's no outline, so it kind of looks like it's fusing into his body.
I guess the artist forgot, and so the paint and the coloring is added.
Oh, yeah?
I guess.
Yeah.
It doesn't really matter when he loses it, so... Not sure
Yeah,
what
it doesn't
about
matter, but I was hoping to at least find out where it was.
But nope.
Yeah. Nope, and Amy's still interested in trying to pinch Sonic, because
Yep.
technically, I guess his green eyes don't count.
Yeah. I do remember, like, many years ago, they, Sonic's Twitter actually made that joke, is just, like, on St. Patrick's Day, they just uploaded, pictures that just zoomed in on Sonic's eyes, He said he's always ready.
But the comic
yeah.
disagrees.
What?
Oh.
Yep.
Yeah,
Green
back
eyes don't count, I guess.
Yeah, because people were always hating on them. Yeah, people were hating on that kind of green-eyed look Sonic there, which was the style at the time.
Which was the style at the time. I can't get over how, like, terrible all of these characters just haphazardly putting on green articles of clothing looks. Because, like... So, like, Sonic and Tails just... Sonic puts on a necklace and Tails gets, like, a badge pinned to his chest. Chris has a green version of his normal shirt. Chuck is doing his best impression of Steve from Blue's Clues.
Oh yeah, I just noticed that. Oh, yeah.
Amy swaps out her red headband for a green one, which clashes with everything. And then there's just Vanilla.
Yeah, she stole the Cat in the Hat's hat and just repainted it green.
Yeah.
More like
Looks
she
like going
stole
to an
Chuck's
artist
shirt.
festival.
Off. It looks
Yeah.
awful on her.
It looks exact same as Chuck's shirt too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She just put the part of Chuck's shirt on her head.
Yeah, and that's why we don't see the back of Chuck's shirt, because she used the material for the hat.
There you go.
And meanwhile, Cream just swapped out her blue bow for a green one.
Yeah. Oh wait, now that I'm looking at Chuck, like I just noticed he has green hair with that shirt.
Oh! Yeah. His hair is greenish.
Yeah. Green
hair
and
there.
oh yeah, it stays throughout the story. I thought it would have like washed off in the rain, but no, he's green haired all the way.
He takes St. Patrick's Day very seriously. He's the only one who actually changes his outfit.
Yeah, because he wears like a different shirt in that ending shot. Yeah.
I think he always wears
I
that
meant
shirt.
he's-
Just has a vest on top of it usually.
No, I mean it's like different from the shirt he was wearing earlier with like
Oh.
being striped and yeah. He was wearing a striped long sleeve shirt.
Yeah.
And then the next time we see him, it's a different
Oh,
shirt.
that's true. Yeah. Whoops. Well, maybe it got dirty in the fight, I guess. Yeah.
It got drenched in the rain.
Yeah.
That's why.
You know what? No, it does look like the same shirt. It's just like the colors aren't as pronounced. Because you can still see the stripe on his torso.
Oh yeah. Yeah, artist error. Yeah.
But still, he like takes off his jacket to like bring attention to his green shirt.
Mm-hmm. Oh geez, now I just realized his eyebrows are also green.
Wait, no, it's not the same shirt.
Yeah, it's
Because
not
the shirt
same
he's wearing at the shirt he's wearing at the parade is long sleeves,
Yeah.
and then when he's
This
and
was
then
like a
at the
sleeveless
bar he's
turtle.
wearing a vest.
Yeah, a vest.
Yes.
Oh my god! So yeah, he's actually got multiple shirts in this one comic. Chuck
Yeah.
takes St. Patrick's Day very seriously.
Yeah.
Although I do
Yeah.
kind of I am kind of wondering though if that's like a bit of a colouring mistake with the page, because I'm looking at the other sort of scans and yet he's just got normal grey hair. So I'm not sure if that was like an accidental error from the person that was colouring it in, or they thought, you know what, let's just make it a bit green just for the hell of it.
Could be, yeah. Just a shading effect.
Yeah, probably. Because, yeah. If only they's gotten the graphic novel treatment and the colors might have been, like, more touched up.
Oh well.
Yeah, unfortunate.
Yeah.
Speaking of leprechauns, it reminded me of a very old Saturday morning show we had in the 90s called Live and Kicking, which had these two leprechaun puppet mascots. And I'm wondering if Ewan remembers their names.
I know the ones you're referring to, but I can't really remember their names. I definitely remembered where one of them was constantly wearing like a toupee just to hide his baldness. And I think they even briefly appeared in a French and Saunders sketch of the like their parody of the Titanic, the making of the whole sort of like spinning around with like Rose and Jack, where at one moment Jack gets swapped out with one of the leprechauns going wow, and then just gets flung across the room, just right at the end of it.
Apparently their names were Sage and Onion.
Yes, Mr. Sage and Mr. Onion. And also, there was a female leprechaun as well. I don't know if you remember her name as well.
No, again, I remember because I think even she also appeared in the French and Saunders Titanic parody.
Her name was Shamrock.
Ah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So one of them Sage, yeah. So I guess before she became Robotnik's daughter, she was a leprechaun. Yeah.
And I had a sister called Onion.
Oh yeah, Onion.
Makes sense to me.
Sorry.
Also, the robot leprechaun looks like something that Warwick Davis's leprechaun would control, because there was a load of weird spin-offs he was in. I wouldn't be surprised if there was one where he was controlling a giant leprechaun robot.
Would have been cool.
Yeah, it's probably the most festive-looking robot Robotnik has ever created. Yeah.
Indeed.
And on such short notice, too.
Yeah, he's quick.
Yeah. Yeah, he just discovered the holiday and then quickly cobbles together a leprechaun-themed robot.
Would have been funny if he just did the card thingy like he does in every show, and then he just happens to have a leprechaun robot just randomly, and it happens to be the one he picked that day by chance.
Oh god, I just had this thought now that if he attacked on Easter, he would have a giant robot Jesus.
Ooh. Oh no!
No,
Probably
It's spinning
it'd
Jesus.
definitely be a
action.
giant. It would definitely be a giant bunny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'd definitely be a giant rabbit. Yeah.
Yeah, giant Easter bunny.
But a giant
Yeah,
robot
giant.
Jesus would have been funny, yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
And he would repaint the bomb robots that he have to look more like Easter eggs. Yeah.
There you go. Elise would have not been amused. I think it's time we finish up. I'm sick and tired.
Yeah.
My brain stops working. I'm saying bad.
So
things.
yeah.
Sick and tired of you clowns.
But yeah.
That too.
So I think,
No. Yeah, go ahead, Melty.
but yeah. So with that final shot with Chuck, asking for the soda. So I think we can kind of all agree, he's asking for the soda for him. But as for him, Sonic and the friends. But as for himself, he clearly wants, the real stuff because it'd be St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah.
Indeed.
So I mean, he did get drunk in that one episode of Sonic X on the cruise ship.
True.
Yeah, even if it was just the Japanese version. Yeah. Yeah.
He takes St. Patrick's Day almost as seriously as he takes teenage pregnancy.
Oh, no.
Oh God.
They go hand in hand.
Yeah. Reminder for anyone who doesn't remember or doesn't know, Chuck is only 14 years older than his son.
Yep, as proven by the character
Sonic
cards
X
that are
title.
Japanese.
Character
Yeah.
cards, yeah.
Yeah.
I guess
I suppose that was the reason why they didn't feature those in the Japanese version, English version. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure that's the
Did
reason.
not think that through.
Yeah.
No. Oh well. Well, that was it for today. I'm too tired to carry on. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Gotta
you're
save
running
up
on
your energy
fumes
for
at
next
this
time,
moment.
especially for the especially for the next character we'll be talking about. Oh boy.
Indeed, I should be recovering for our next stream. So, see you folks next time.
Next time.
Time.
Everyone, bye-bye.
Yep. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Cheerio.